but it's a lot of fun, and you know, and in duet it goes to a whole different level.
As I was writing it, I wrote the for those of you familiar with the episode, I wrote the dinner scene first, where Cadman takes over McKay's body and kisses Katie Brown, the girl that McKay is interested in. And as I wrote that, I was like, you know what? Fair is fair. She kissed someone for him. She kissed a girl for him. He's going to, at some point, have to kiss a guy for him. And so I thought about doing it, and I actually went out to dinner with Paul that night. And I said, listen, I'm writing this episode where you and David are going to have a lot of fun stuff to do. And he was like, oh, great. That's so exciting. I was like, yeah. And I might write, how do you feel about me writing a kiss between you and David? And I explained the whole situation, and I said, I called David and he's gung-ho with it, so if you're gung-ho with it, I'm going to do it. And Paul was like, okay, yeah, you know, if David's fine with it, that's great. And then of course I got home and called David and said, hey, listen, I'm going to write this kiss. Paul's fine with it. If you say okay, then let's do it. And David was like, all right, yeah, if Paul's fine with it, then that's how I got the kiss. And then, so I wrote the kiss, and Brad, you know, the whole writing staff was like, they're never going to do this. And I was like, no, I talked to them, they're fine with it. They're both really excited about it. And that's how I got them to do it.
Yeah, it's funny, when I know when I first had the read on Duet was honestly one of the funniest things I've read in a long time, you know, and Martin Gill is just a fantastic writer, and he has just a flair for the comedy as well, you know. And, you know, David, he called me a lot prior to that. Like, he would phone me, you know, for the week leading up to it, you want to rehearse, are you into rehearsing? And I'm like, what part? And he's like, just the end of the script, and there was really not much dialogue there. And I finally clued into what he was after. He wanted to make out with me, actually. And I thought at first, okay, he's an artist, I'm an artist, that's cool. But it was, you know, the constant. He probably called me like 600-700 times in that past week, and after a while it became really quite creepy, and I've changed my phone number subsequently like 3 or 4 times, and he still tracks me down and he's after me. And you know, he said he's got a great girlfriend, Jane, she's fantastic, but he said there was just something about the kiss on that day that just makes him come back for more. And I'm not into that, you know, personally. You know, it's a role. I play Beckett, he plays McKay, I kind of leave it like that, and he just kind of transcends the character outside of the set, which is, it's odd. And I talked to John Smith and Brad and Robert about getting him some sort of therapy or something to work on this, because it's really, it's affecting the relationship with me. You know, I can't go to, you know, he's getting my lunch for me, and you know, a craft service, he's like, what, you know, he knows what I want in my tea. It's just, you know, I don't know.
Uncomfortable.
I'm uncomfortable.
Someone explained to Paul that I have to kiss him. I don't want to.
It's a good kisser.
It was a lot of kissing.
It was a lot of kissing, and at first I don't want to kiss a guy, Hewlett. Nice lips on him, and it's weird how he just held me, and I really
It's the worst breath I've ever.
It's a horrible kisser.
I'm not. Never again.
Yes.
Never, ever. Stop, and no more flowers, no more chocolates. It's over. Just sad. Really sad.
I got him. He is all over me. Yeah. All right.
I didn't need it. It was just for the camera.